Hello everybody, it's Starrapter here, and I'm so happy you could join me for another episode of This Week in Star Wars Canon. Every week I break it all down for you guys, the comics, the novels, the TV series, and the video games. This week I want to talk about the comics. We had two of them released by Marvel. First off, we have Star Wars number 36. Now, like I mentioned before, recently most of Star Wars comics have been focusing on specific characters for the last couple issues of Jason Aaron's run. This one, we have an adventure of R2-D2. So this is funny because it's been months since we left off with R2 trying to get C-3PO. That was back during the Yoda prequel story that was going on months ago. So we finally are going to see what is going on with C-3PO, because he has been stolen aboard the Star Destroyer with Scar Squad, and apparently Darth Vader is there, and he's being interrogated for his information. So R2 says, screw the rebellion, I'm going to pilot this X-Wing and try to get my friend back, and without the help of anybody. And that's what this whole issue is about, is R2 outsmarting all the Imperials and just turning themselves against one another. And he is successful in extracting C-3PO, and he flies away with C-3PO with Vader on his tail. It just feels very Saturday morning cartoon vibe. And then we have Luke and Han and everybody rescuing him at the last second, because we all know R2 can't really fly against Vader without getting vaporized, without some help trying to get him out of there. So that is basically the story in a nutshell. Very straightforward, and I just enjoyed this. This is a very entertaining issue, and it's great how we get this narration of R2 with like his readouts of what he does as an astromech droid, and it's saying like what an astromech droid should do in the background of R2-D2, doing all this crazy stuff. Like he's hacking into the wall, he's making stormtroopers kill each other, he's turning on like the defense systems in a Star Destroyer with like flamethrowers, he's jettisoning stormtroopers out into space. He is absolutely brutal. This droid is rivaling that of BT from Doctor Aphra, which I'm going to talk about after this. It's just really entertaining and really comedic of an issue, and I just love how, you know, we're seeing Kieran Gillen write R2, we're seeing Jason Aaron rather write R2 and C-3PO, and it's just them bickering. It's just hilarious. And well, I did like seeing Vader in this comic, and he comes in, he force chokes this incompetent officer that's, you know, not really getting his handle on things, because you constantly see these officers that are struggling, like, oh, we got to send more men in here because R2 is rerouting all of the troopers and everybody. So it's just very fun seeing that. And we see, I like how there was this little moment where R2 is piloting the Starfighter, he's piloting the X-Wing, and Vader is out there to try to get him. And Vader himself says, oh, this is a very good pilot. And it's funny because we know that R2 was the astromech of Anakin. So you see that connection there where he, as an astromech droid, is holding his own against the Sith Lord. So that is saying enough right there. I just love seeing all the heroes come in to save the day. So I enjoyed this issue. Now the next issue, number 37, is coming out the first week of October, and that's going to be the final issue for Jason Aaron's run. Although next week we will have annual number 3 as well. That's not being written by Jason Aaron. But we are going to move on to Doctor Aphra. This is issue number 12. I love that cover with Vader and Aphra and his helmet's reflection. Very cool. So this is picking up with the Enormous Prophet Part 4. And what this one is all about is Aphra has tried to sell off this droid, which ends up becoming a killer droid because she hasn't tried to sell the droid, rather. She's selling Zur, which is like this memory of a Jedi, and apparently he gets activated inside of a droid and makes the droid like the Terminator. So Aphra and all her buddies are trying to get the hell out of there, along with all the other people that are auctioning to try to get this thing. And then in the meantime, 000 and BT have betrayed Dr. Aphra and actually have alerted the Imperials to this meeting. So we have Vader show up with an entire legion of stormtroopers. So now there's even more chaos in the fold. And it's just really cool seeing how 000 and BT have their own motivations as droids. They're going against their programming. They don't want to be tied down to Dr. Aphra's command. So they are saying, look, we're blackmailing you. That's why we brought Darth Vader aboard. We want to have our ties cut with you so we aren't subservient anymore. We have our own free will. And there's been a lot of in Star Wars canon about droids having their own free will as of late. It's pretty interesting. So there's that little storyline in this story, but then there's also the storyline of Black Chrysanthemum, who, and we know in the Doctor Aphra annual, had this relationship with these slaver Zontai brothers, and they're still there, and you see Black Chrysanthemum, who wants to get that life debt settled. So we have that little mini story going on, and then we have Aphra, who at the end of this issue sees that the droid is fighting, the crazy droid is actually going to fight Darth Vader in a lightsaber duel, and she's standing right by there. So that's the issue. It's more or less Aphra trying to get the heck out of there. So specific things that I enjoyed about this issue. First off, I did like seeing, again, Doctor Aphra, trying to make a deal with BT and try not to get killed. I did like seeing the darkness in this issue, where we have this one point where there is one of these auction people is getting used as bait basically for this droid, and Aphra kind of trips the bait, and all these people kill this particular character named Dean. And I thought that was pretty dark, how they just threw this person out there to just be that person, to like be the killing target. Again, I like seeing Black Chrysanthemum in there, and he has this big ass gun, and it kind of reminds me of like Rocket Raccoon, like caliber level gun, because this thing, it looks basically like a rocket launcher meets a flamethrower. I love it. I love the character of Black Chrysanthemum. He's getting a lot more development as we go on with the story. And wow, I just love seeing Vader. Like, he just walks into this place in the first page and just rips apart one of these droids just instantly without any kind of interaction. And of course, seeing that awesome duel of this droid that looks kind of like HK-47 from Knights of the Old Republic fighting with Darth Vader. So another really good issue. This week was really good for comics. I enjoyed both of these. They both had Darth Vader, which always makes the issues that much better. And finally, I'm nearing 300 subscribers, so to show my appreciation to you guys, I'm doing a giveaway for Star Wars Leia, Princess of Alderaan. I had just put up my spoiler-free review of the novel earlier this week, so to win this novel, it's very simple, just a couple rules. First off, you have to be living within the continental United States, and secondly, you need a Twitter account, because how to win this book is you're going to be retweeting my pinned tweet of the link to this video on my Twitter page. So make sure you follow me and retweet that link, and I will randomly choose somebody who is going to win this novel. You guys should definitely do this by September 19th is when I'm going to close out the giveaway, because I will announce the winner on next week's show. That is September 20th, next Wednesday. And you guys will, DM me, or I'll DM you to figure out who wins. So I'm giving away one book of Leia, Princess of Alderaan. I've also put the details for how to win in the description below. On next week's video, I will be talking about Star Wars Annual number 3, Captain Phasma, issue number 2, Poe Dameron, number 19, and Star Wars Adventures number 2. So it's going to be a very busy week next week. And I will have the instructions for how to win this single copy of Leia in that description below. So make sure, again, that you are subscribed to this channel so you won't miss out on that giveaway. And I'm Starrapter. I want to thank you guys for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.